We're back to Barbados Ninja Throwdown 2019, and we're continuing in our category, the 12 to 14, the juniors. But we can also anticipate that the senior category above them will be coming up shortly. One cannot discount the contribution that the girls are making to this competition, and I suspect that over the years we're going to be seeing some really good stars.
No prisoners, the best of the rest.
Now we've got our
she can't go back.
female competitor out on the obstacle course. This is Hannah Toppin.
All right, and it looks like Hannah actually came in third at last year's Barbados Ninja Throwdown. She made it all the way to the wall. Unfortunately, could not pull herself over, but hopefully redemption this year is waiting for her, just a few obstacles away. She's looking great on the course so far.
Describes herself as a lover of gymnastics and a natural athlete, she says.
Well, that's it. We've seen gymnasts doing well in this sport. The general body control and upper body strength you need for gymnastics is an easy crossover to this sport, and she's demonstrating it here, keeping her composure as she moves on to that second pipe.
Will she change her tactic on the second phase of the White Lizard? I think she has.
Yes, you've noticed going backwards head first on the second segment here is ideal, so your ring is right there, and as you let go, beautifully swing to the dismount platform there.
Onto the Garrison spider wall. Unlike last year, the spider wall this year has a roof over it. Last year we had persistent drizzles, and between each competitor and the rains, they had to wipe it down, but it created moisture along the side of the plexiglass, and a number of competitors were slipping and had to fight against that. They've taken every precaution to see to it that the spider glass this year is covered.
And I can say as a competitor, I appreciate that, because I actually fell in the spider walk, not at this competition, but at another, after hitting a slick spot. So no one likes going down like that, and it's a welcomed addition to this course this year.
Hannah Toppin, the name of our competitor, out on the obstacle course.
Yes, and she is the furthest female so far, looking very comfortable on these ropes. Easily making the transition over. Let's see. Oh, keeping the foot locked in the first rope as she goes on to the cargo net. See, that's a smart tactic there, actually clinching the rope with the knot right there to keep some weight off the upper body. Easily getting the feet engaged on the cargo net here, saving all the strength. This is a very smart competitor we're seeing out here.
As opposed to the seniors, which will come later in the day, weight. So does it make a big difference how heavy you are, how light you are in terms of completing these obstacles?
Yes, 100%. Obviously, a lot of our sport is hanging, so the more weight you have to hang from, the more your muscles have to work to hold up that same weight. A lot of people who have achieved total victory in our sport have been smaller guys, around the 140, 160 pounds.
Well, I will not hazard a guess as to what Hannah's weight is, but whatever it is, she's handling it very well.
Yes. Quickly going through both those balance obstacles there. Onto the pegs. See that gymnastics body control. She's going hand over hand, not matching. Oh, second guessed her movement right there. Getting both hands on, trying to build that swing up. Beautiful.
Although Hannah's continuing with the obstacle course, I should point out that the white flag has been raised. And when a white flag is raised, it is an indication to the judges that there was possibly an infraction in a movement, and therefore it's at that point that they review the tape to see whether or not it is permissible what she did.
Yep, but as an athlete, you need to just keep moving forward, because if that ruling is overturned, your performance on the course will stand. So if she clears and they clear that that white flag, she's all good. That will be her standing. Oh. So
Hannah stagnated just a little bit in the transition, and now you'll find that she's going to have to swing back and forth to get her momentum. But the longer that she keeps swinging, the more taxing it's going to be on the muscles. And she, however, overcomes that And I think that's where the gymnastics really kicked in.
Yes, that body strength to pump. But see, on this obstacle, it's very important. You want to pull back when you have 2 rings in hand. You want to pull back to load up your swing so you have enough momentum. Being stuck on one ring like this is very difficult to keep your body from spinning. First competitor into the water.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It is something that everyone wants to see until it happens. And then there's a bit of sympathy that's expressed towards the competitor that falls in. But, you know, people always want to see you going to the drink.
Oh, yes, yes.
Diminutive character is Logan, but quite powerful. Strong legs, very agile, and I am anticipating a good attempt once again on his part. Like I said, he made it almost all the way last year. And I'm thinking that with that fresh in his mind, he says, well, it's a mountain that I can conquer.
And we're off.
2019 Barbados Ninja Throwdown.
Two break,
Right. Taking a very cautious approach on the first obstacle. That is great. He does not want to make any early mistakes here.
At this point, he will untie the Sam Lord's rope and swing across.
Logan, what happened there?
It's just that my leg kind of slipped and then it went down.
Well, Charlee Collins is quite expressive. She likes to flex those muscles, and in her eyes you see a certain determination. Here's our next contestant, Charlee Collins.
Yes, and that is so important to bring up in this sport. It is equal playing ground. They are both tackling the same course, and both competitors can perform amazingly well, and I'm sure we're going to see it right here now. Looking very smooth on the first obstacle. All right, choosing to go down to the Bosu ball there to untie the knot. That is a safer approach, and easily through the rope swing there. Staying nice and composed. Nice. You notice that subtle body change as she's lowering it. She has complete control of that log lowering. Looking so smooth. And again, another gymnast here. And you can really tell the amount of body control, upper body strength. There's such a great transition or crossover between the two sports.
Very measured steps as she's making her way to the transition point. From one white lizard pole to the other.
Yes. Yeah, you can tell she has got fire in her eyes. She is going for a clear. That is what she wants, and I think we might see it. Nice, keeping those legs up, making it nice and easy.
And now a variation to the cross in the spider wall.
Yes, that is in a body prop position. The feet are on one side, the hands are on another. Traditionally, athletes may do this if they are shorter and can't span the gap, or perhaps she's just more comfortable. But clearly working for her as she's already passed through the obstacle.
By my watch, it appears as though she's the fastest to this point so far. Again, a variation to the crossing. Whereas the others chose to be upside down, she's doing it lying on her stomach and pulling herself across.
Yes. I like this athlete. This is someone who has thought through the course, thought through every movement, making sure it's efficient and quick and saves energy and time.
Utilizing the knots to wrap her feet around them. Once she secures herself, she moves on next to the cargo net.
Yes, and I gotta say, I am eager to see what other changes she has to this course. She has any more surprises coming up. She is an exciting competitor to watch.
Step by step, she makes herself over.
All eyes are riveted to Charlee Collins, the defending champion of 2018.
Looking composed. It's important trying not to get the legs locked in the cargo net there, but she quickly gets it dislodged, nice and smooth.
Nearing the end of the cargo net, and she's now back on terra firma. Next, to the log.
Yes, and this is actually her favorite obstacle. Hopefully that means she does it well. Looking smooth, in control. Oh!
Success.
So brilliantly done there. Good adaptation on the fly.
The ragged point to the top.
Oh my, I can't believe it. Charlee definitely
She climbs her way towards the Pico Tenerife pegboard.
All right. Oh, look at that control, that shoulder control, going hand over hand, not matching at all, using her full wingspan. This is brilliant moves. She's moving very quick. I think that was the quickest we've seen that obstacle done, in fact.
Indeed, I do think so.
At this point, it's really going to be up to how much she has left in the tank. Now remember, for this obstacle, it's important to pump. And all right, smooth. Yeah, she's engaging, she's pumping. Brilliant, and through, just one more to go.
So very easy. A true championship performance as she goes up and down the Mount Hilaby climb. She's on to the rope.
All right, making her way up. It's hopefully her time. I mean, it's got to be looking good. She was so quick through this
It has
course.
got to be a challenging time.
All right.
She pulls herself to the top.
Yes.
She reaches the peak and she hits the buzzer now.
First clear on the female side. Nice dance to top it off. That was a brilliant performance from start to finish there.
So Charlie, you're the 2018 winner. Was that a lot of pressure coming in?
Yeah, because it felt like I was pressured to win this year too, but I hope I did it.
All right, was there any part of the course where you were nervous about being able to finish?
Again, I was quite nervous about the spider wall because your hands could be very slippery.
All right, but you did a good job, so head on back in. Great job. Okay, let's take you back.
We have a ton. You have the warped walls to train on. You have a salmon ladder. You have monkey bars. You have batons, trampolines, cliffhangers, a whole plethora of obstacles that will get you ready for any challenge that comes your way. And I know the people here, they're training almost every day, at least every week, to get ready for just this competition. It's the culmination, and we're seeing it with these competitors coming out looking so strong.
Among those that would have been training ahead of the competition would be Shani Seal. And Shani now is out on the course. A different body build is Shani from Charlee. I think the two are just about the same in terms of height, but in terms of body size, Shani a little heavier. And well, once you're dependent upon that upper body strength, you know that it's going to be force against force because laws of gravity are going to be pulling on you. And well, she lost her grip and just came to the floor. But we come now to the last contestant in the category of the 8 to 12s from the United States of America, one of our foreign competitors. Here's Natalia Elise Pena.
Yeah, it looks like she's been training for 3 years, has plenty of experience in America. We have certain leagues for Ninja, one of them being the National Ninja League. She made it all the way to the finals last year in that sport, so hoping for great things here as well. Hopefully it's her day on this course.
It'll take a while before she gets to her favorite part of the obstacle, which happens to be the rings. And that's like the penultimate of the obstacles. So she's got quite a bit of work to do before she gets to that point. But thus far, she's confident and moving with agility. Making the transition now.
Staying composed, and that is so important on especially these slow balances, not to get ahead of yourself. It may be easy to think, oh, those rings are coming up and I'm gonna crush them, but you gotta stay focused just like that, easily through. I'm sure that is a big relief for her to make it through the balance there.
Well, I guess we haven't been very good hosts to her here in Barbados because along the PVC pipes, she slipped and fell.
Natalia is from Georgia. You came all the way to Barbados. Didn't quite go the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, I was slipping and I knew I was slipping.
But you had a good time, right?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Brian, the competition has been nothing less than electric for this first category. Now we're moving on to the second category, and you can fill us in.
Yep, so now we have the teenagers taking on the course. They're gonna be from ages 13 to 17.
Our first competitor, Kobia Hamblin. In the vein of such games as the Titan Games, CrossFit and MMA. It's about speed, agility, balance, and composure. Welcome back to Barbados Ninja Throwdown 2019. We're now entering the setting category, which pits teenagers against teenagers. This is the age 13 to 17 category. And for Brian, my co-host, the first one out on the course is Kobia Hambling.
Yes, this is Brian. I am happy to be here. Again, back now with the teens. You'll notice slight modifications to their course here. First one being on the third obstacle here. The ball in the middle is now absent, so they will have to make this direct transition from one pipe to the other without dismounting at all.
There's some 11 obstacles on this course, starting with the duck pond curve. Sam Lord's rope swing is out, so they'll go straight to the tilting jack in the box, the white lizard climb, Garrison spider wall, Joe's River 2.0, River Bay log, Ragged Point Tetter Tot, the Pico Tenerife pegboard. Then comes the introduction of the Chamberlain Bridge, and then on to the final one, the Mount Hilaby climb.
That one always looks like such a ride, catching onto that ring and swinging sometimes backwards to the landing platform, but no problems here, smoothly through.
Enter the spider wall.
Quick. Now this obstacle I am the most excited for. Competitors will have to hop the bar up the rims until they feel comfortable transitioning to the rope. It's a very dynamic obstacle that perhaps may cause a few falls over the water here.
This is about precision.
Yes, smoothly through. You see, it's really about the hip movement. Every time you want to make forward momentum, getting your hips up high, moving the bar. Now, since the bar is not stable, he'll have to make a two-handed move unless he locks his legs in. There it is. Taking the weight off, very smooth way of doing that obstacle there.
Onto the cargo net.
Yes. Thrusting his upper body here, going all arms, just trying to make it quick. Sometimes that can be better if you just wanted quick movements instead of engaging your feet and going slower.
Kobia Hambling now moving on to the log roll.
Yes, up chest very forward, going for the big jump. And he sticks the landing. That is a very small landing platform, so difficult move there. Executed perfectly though.
Ragged Point Tetter Tot is what he's coming to next. Remember, he's going to be walking on the blade side.
Oh. See, an unfortunate early dismount there. In fact, the pegboard was his favorite obstacle. I am sure he would have crushed that one. Just a simple slip. That is a very difficult obstacle. So easy to fall off of.
All right, so you were the first guy out in the teens category. Tell us about the run.
It was nothing too difficult. It was more technical than anything. You really had to think to get through some of these obstacles. I mainly fell because of the unstable beginning I had, so there's only so much I can do about it.
Slade Jones is our next competitor up. He'll be facing the buzzer in just a moment. This is his second year of training. He competed last year in the 2018 Barbados Ninja Throwdown and completed the course. In fact, he emerged as the winner of the under 13 group. He's now moving up one group, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly how he responds to the challenge this year.
And we're off. Very quick movements. You can see exactly why this competitor won last year. So confident.
Well, in spite of the fact that Slade was the winner last year, he's not defending that title because, like I've said, he's graduated from the under 13 and now is into the teenager category.
It's true. So now he is in a much bigger pool. Hopefully, though, his talents hold up, even competing against people who are going to be much older than him.
Slade will carry the confidence of having won last year, and I'm certain that in the years difference between then and now, he's been prepping himself for what he's got to do. Not a great difference in terms of the first set of obstacles. The spider wall would have been something he's very familiar with. But here now comes the challenge. This is an entirely new obstacle to Slade.
Yes, and this one, as we've mentioned, is very difficult. Very precise movements, and that bar will slide pretty easily on that track, so you just need to be able to ride with it and getting your hips up. This is a skill set we haven't seen on the course yet, but he's making good work of it, keeping those arms locked, using the hips to make very confident movements. And again, he just needs to get far enough until he can make a transition to the rope. Brilliantly on it, feet engaged first, and quickly moving. This is probably where he feels very comfortable, just monkeying through the cargo net. Simple hand over hand, looking strong. Oh, and no break there, right into the log roll. This must be one he might be very comfortable with. And
Easy dismount.
yes, and on to the teeter-tot. All right, smooth through it and on to the variation of the pegboard here. You'll notice a few less pegs than the youth division. They will actually have to move the pegs, which requires a lot of single arm strength. Clearly not a problem here though, as he's making his way through. The ledges are on, but clearly not needing them, just moving on the pegs. Very quickly through. Already found the dismount.
Now, to the fresh introduction to this part of the course for today. This is the Chamberlain Bridge, named after one of two bridges that are found in the capital, Bridgetown, Barbados.
And this transition is really the obstacle here. You're gonna have to pump a huge swing, trying to get comfortable. And he throws, woo! First one up against the obstacle. Easy clear. That is not a small throw. Impressively done.
He kicked the punching bag away from him before it came back, wrapped it with his legs, and has made it his way to Mount Hilaby.
And you'll notice the rope now is how higher. First one, a little bit of a slip, but he does have 3 attempts here. And he's gonna compose himself. He just has to reach that rope and pull himself over, and he'll get himself a buzzer.
He's got 3 chances at it.
Oh, there you go, easy climb up on top.
And he hits the buzzer now.
Look
Hits
at
the buzzer.
that.
And so, as he did last year, Slade Jones completes the course of the Barbados Ninja Throwdown. However, this year, it was that much more challenging because he went up in class from the team, from the under 13 to the 13 and 17. But in spite of the change, he has still completed the course.
All right, Slade, the winner from last year, what was the pressure like coming in this year?
I was very worried, that's for sure. And I really thought I was going to fall here and over there, but I managed to get through.
What's your favorite part of the course?
The pegboard.
All right, well, congratulations. Is there anybody else you're rooting for?
Aiden Johnson.
All right, so let's look up for Aiden Johnson, but there's so much more happening. Let's take you back to the course.
For our next competitor on the course, Charles Brown, he just shared the experience of Slade Jones making it from the beginning to the very end.
Demonstrated. And Charles is on the go. Oh my goodness.
The second competitor on the obstacle course is on his way. This is Charles Brown from Barbados.
What a save. Oh.
I am not certain, Brian, if it is that the weight between the start and his actually getting out on the course weighed on his mind. But for Charles Brown, it was a quick start and a quick end.
That wasn't the ending you were hoping for. What happened that time?
I just messed up. So.
All right, better luck next time. There goes Charles. We're on to the next competitor.
Competitor number 4 on the course, from one Brown to another, from Charles Brown to Charleston Brown. And the buzzer is gone, and he's on his way.
Again, a relative rookie, only have training 3 months. This is his first ninja competition, and hopefully it's a memorable one.
It happens, Charleston, it happens.
Neither of the two Browns are getting very far. In fact, they are eliminated, and you could see the disappointment etched across his face as he came away from the obstacle course.
I know there was a lot of preparation. You know, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my foot keeps slipping when I got there, right? So I can't do nothing about that.
It's true. Better luck next time.
You've only seen just half of what the 13 to 17 category of Barbados Ninja Throwdown 2019 has got to offer. For more of what's coming up, keep watching.